Hi and welcome. In this video we're going to discover how presets have been reimagined to bring a whole new experience in the latest release of Photoshop. My name's Ken Fisher and this is LiveLink Training. And don't forget, if this is your first time with LiveLink Training, please visit my website, and if you scoot to the bottom of any page, just give this link a click here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be really helpful. Thank you very much. Let's get on. Okay, in this latest version of Photoshop, we've got some new modern default presets with the likes of gradients, patterns, shapes and styles. We've also got some new dedicated panels for gradients, patterns and shapes. And amazingly, we've got the ability to manage your presets by organising them into groups. Simply drag and move the presets to rearrange and reorder them on the panels. Also the ability to drag gradients, patterns, swatches or styles from the presets panel onto the canvas. And finally, a live preview on the canvas that when you click through the presets, you can try out different looks. How cool does that sound? Right, let's have a look now at the new way we can manage our presets. Let's start this with the gradient. Just so we'll go up to the window menu and we'll come down to the gradient panel. And here's the new look gradient panel for you. We've got the line at the top here, which is the last few gradients that you actually used or created. We've got some presets here, and then we've got folders in which there are subdivisions. So we've got all different types of blue gradients, got all different types of purples, we've got some oranges, and we've got a whole load of them. But what you can do as well is start creating your own folder structure. So down at the bottom here we've got this little folder icon here, and this is what they call the groups. So if I want to create a new group, I'll just click on it and then I'll give it a name, and I'll call it, say, Ken's Fave for my favourite ones. So I'll click OK, and you can see now Ken's Fave, we've got an empty folder. So what I can do now from anywhere, from any of these folders, I can drag a set of presets that I think should go together. So can drag that one, I'll drop that into there, and that one, and we'll take that into there, and you can just build up your own set of personal favourites. And well, let's have a say we've got a grey one. Yeah, oh, I like that one. We'll take that one into there, and we'll have an orange one. I think you see where I'm going. You can now create as many folders as you like, or groups that contain a lot of the presets that you think should go together. Now if this wasn't enough, what we can also do now, I'll just move that out of the way a little bit, we can drag a gradient from the actual gradient panel here, and this is the same with the swatches and the patterns, the other panels, and I can drag it and drop it onto the canvas. And then let's just play with the blend mode. So we'll say, we'll have a multiply. There we go. So we've got a blend mode going on. So we can drag things from the gradient panel onto the actual image that you're working with. But we can also look at, if I click on any of these gradients, it will represent itself. So I can actually go through and have a look at different looks and go, oh, do I want that one? That one? Oh, actually I think that one looks quite nice. Okay. As well as that, you can actually create your own gradients. So let's have a look at that. Let's say I want another gradient, but I want a different one. Then I can go down here to the bottom of the gradients panel, and I can create a new gradient, and that opens up the gradient editor for me. And here you can see you've got the same set of gradients, all those folders, and then Ken's Fave at the bottom. And you can start off with a gradient, but let's build one from scratch. So I've got my two stops at the bottom here. let's say I'll have a red at this end, and let's say a green at the other end, and then we can just play about with where the middle stop comes, somewhere like that. So I've now got a red-green gradient. Not particularly inspiring, but it's a new gradient, so I can give it a name, and I'll call it red-green for want of a better one. And I'll click new, and that now puts that gradient, that red-green gradient, I'll just hover over it, it should give you a tooltip with its name in a sec. Nope, doesn't want to play. So what I can do is now I can drag that and drop it into Ken's fave. And then when I click OK, and I go down to Ken's fave now, you can see that I've got that red-green, but I did practice before on one, so we've actually got two red-greens now. But you can see what I mean. You can actually create your own gradients and put them into folders. Now nothing's changed on the importing side. You can import gradients from external sources. So if I go to the panel flyout menu on any of the gradient styles, patterns, etc., then I can come down and I can import gradients. So nothing there has changed. If I want to delete a gradient, then if I go down to the gradient and then I right click on it, I can rename it. Well, I can do all these things to it really, but I can rename it or I can delete it. And I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to click OK, and that gradient's gone. Now if you find you're missing the old gradients, you can still access these, the familiar legacy presets, by enabling the legacy presets option from the panel flyout menu. So we go up to the panel flyout menu and click, and down here we've got legacy gradients, and exactly the same in the other new panels. So we click on that, and then if we just make the panel a little bit bigger, we've got, well, just let me shut that one down and shut that one down. We've got the legacy gradients, and here's all the ones that are in previous versions of Photoshop. Now what we've been seeing in the gradient panel is exactly the same for the other panels. Exactly the same. Well, that's it now. That's a super new feature in the Photoshop 2020 release in November 2019. I do hope you find it useful. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button at the bottom of any page on my website, livelinktraining.com. If you have any comments, please leave them under the video on the website. I would love to hear from you. Okay, well, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.